Hello and welcome to another episode of Kwesi's Corner with me, Kwesi. Today we are going to be talking about the righteous 15 by 6.5 inch snare from Liberty in Finnish Birch and natural finish, and you'll be seeing a lot more of this up right now. Alright, so we're going to keep it nice and chilled, seeing as it's a January, you know. Early on in the year, got my super malt in hand, and I'm ready to roll, talk about this snare. This is the 15 by 6.5 offering from Liberty Drums. 8mm 15 ply shell. This is made completely out of Finnish birch. Not the finish is birch. It is an extremely versatile snare. You can pull off a lot with it. It's got obviously a bit more surface area than one would usually be used to. At the same time, boasting quite an array of sounds and tones to choose from when the snare is both on or off. It features the standard Liberty beetle lugs, also the now standard Liberty throw off, not far off a Ludwig actually. Steel triple flange hoops, top and bottom, couple of air holes here and there, and a pure sound set of wires at the bottom. Obviously, based on what you prefer, you can choose something completely different for your final spec. Remember, it's a custom drum company. They do make these, you know, a certain spec, but feel free to mess around with them. To be honest, at 15 inch, my preference for a 15 inch snare would be a few more wires. But this is extremely sensitive. This has been lovingly handmade from ply stators, so we didn't bring in any Keller's shell for that. Liberty started making these from scratch, ply by ply, to bring you something that's interestingly unique. You're going to hear a bit of that up next. As mentioned earlier, this particular snare is very versatile. An array of sounds right from the edge to the center of the drum. If you want solid backbeats, you have that. If you want a bit of honkiness to your drum, you have that. If you wanted to tune it down, immediately you have that kind of honky, earthy, deep sound. I found that experimenting with heads has brought much success to what this can offer. I actually used one of these, in case you're wondering, in the studio. I've used it for so many sessions, especially those kind of sessions where you need a huge but warm tom, like just, you know, not tom, sorry, snare to kind of like bark without you having to do much and use big cymbals and stuff. It's a really extremely fun, and I found that, you know, it can deal with even the lightest of touches. Yeah, basically, you know, I found that both at high velocity kind of instances, as well as, you know, the really light stuff, this can really speak. that 1 inch makes a huge, huge difference. Had a couple of people chat to me about it and ask me questions and say, listen, a bit daunted by having something that wide in between my legs. Naughty. It's not really that daunting. It's, you know, at the end of the day, a snare's a tool. You can play around with it. I've played with it a little bit on this video. Just done a few rudiments, bits and pieces like that. But there's so much more that this has to offer, sound palette wise. Also, when you switch the snare off, you know, you've got something that you can literally a hand drum to play with. It's that expansive, that fun. And I've also used that in sessions as literally a kind of finger, you know. If you want a snare that, again, you can tune right down, have that honky earthy sound, but for that fat backbeat, nice and tight, turn that right up, you can do so. As you'll see in the videos, I'm playing slightly medium tight, and then I switched it to medium low. It's just literally I put, you know, a quarter tone down throughout the snare, and we were good to go. So, you know, the spectrum of sound and of pitch is amazing, amazing. Definitely one to enjoy, especially with this triple flange snare hoop. Really rings and it's got great resonance. Again, if you wanted to make it a bit more interesting, mess around with it, change the skin, you know. I've played this with a hydraulic head before. That was crazy. At the moment there's an Ambassador Weather King on here. They come as standard with whatever you ask them to at time of purchase. And so you can really define your own sound, you know. You can really achieve a lot with this, and kind of like approach this as a one drum for everything kind of thing, because you know, sometimes we like to have different snares, different sound palettes, etc. I know that with one crash or ride, one snare and a pair of hats and a kick, I'll be good to go. Even less than that, you know. Did I say a kick? Yeah, I did. You know, because it's that expansive, you know. So, like I said, you know, if you want something that's a bit of a jack of all trades and want to try out something different in this new year, being a new era, new time where you can try out different bits and pieces here and there, why not try this little puppy out? It's fun, real fun. And we hope you have liked what you've seen, and we hope this has been useful to you in some way. If you have any further questions, do not hesitate to email the shop at sales@drumshack.co.uk or call the shop on 0207 228 1000. Alternatively, bug us by coming into the shop and asking us a load of questions about this in which any one of the staff will be happy to help you and talk about this some more. Again, don't hesitate. Give us a like or a dislike if you don't like us. Show us that you're live, and we will see you again next week. Take care.